Hello everyone, in this chapter we will learn how we can create the interface for our material properties, which are also known as custom UI drawers. We will learn how we can add an option to turn on and off a block of code in our shader, which can be controlled using graphic user interface. We will also learn how we can create the Cginc files, and their extension is .cginc. Cginc files are similar to library files, which we can include in our shader to bring the external code or to manage existing shader code in a cleaner and shareable fashion. So if we create a Cginc file, it can be shared with multiple shaders, and we will have to write shader code once and we can share them between different shaders. From our next section, we are going to write the lit shaders, and that is going to be a whole new world for us. Our shaders will be bigger. We will be doing a lot of lighting calculation in them. We will understand the equations and then we will write them and then we will use them. So it's a good point to start managing our code with options so that we can turn on and off certain blocks of codes and we can see the effects separately, and we can overlap the effects just by turning a toggle on and off in the user interface. This will also help us to optimize our shaders, as we will be turning only those blocks of code that are absolutely needed in our calculations. So let's understand how we can create the GUI options or custom UI drawers. In order to understand custom UI drawers, we will take an example of a shader that we have already written. We will use our normal map shader because when we added the capability of using the normal map in our shader, from that point we have two options of reading the normal. So one option is using normal map, which is a normal map texture which contains the tangent space normal data. Another option is using the interpolated values provided to the fragment shader. So we can either use that or we can use normal map texture, which we wrote in the previous chapter. So we will add an option of using normal map. When the use of normal map will be on, we will be reading the normals from the normal map texture. And when the normal map will be turned off, we will be using the interpolated normal values provided to the fragment shader. Now, let's understand what it takes to create those options and turn on and off a certain block of code. So first option is to define the type of option that you want to use in your GUI. So some of the important options that we will use in our UI are keyword enum. Enum stands for enumerator, creates a drop-down menu for a float property. Typically, when we define a property, we define the variable name, then we define the label, then we define the data type, and then its default value. What we will do in this case is we will add a prefix of square bracket keyword enum, and then we will define all the options that we want to use, and we can define up to 9 options. So in this case we will define just 2. So the way we will declare our property will be keyword enum. It's one single keyword, and then we will define on, then off, then closing square bracket, and then we will define use normal map. We will label it with the same wording, and then it will be a float type variable, and its default value will be 0. So that is how we will define our property to use it. Another property that we can use is just enum. Enum also creates the drop-down menu for the float property. In the enum, you can define either the keyword like on and off, or you